So we're going to get started. Hello, everyone. This is Mr. McCarthy. This is Mr. Folk. And we are here today just really to kind of check in and see how things are going. I just want to go over a couple of things here about the program and kind of where we're at, things that I've noticed, and kind of see the direction that this program is going in. Before we get started, does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns up to this point about anything that we've done and talked about in this program? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Okay. All right. Like I said, if you're shy, feel free to put it into the chat. So the reason why I've asked everybody to have this mandatory meeting today, I guess I could say because I'm a little bit concerned. Now, the people that are on this meeting right now, I generally see you on a regular basis, and that's awesome. And then some of you have never been on here before, which is one of my areas of concern. We are almost at the end of the first marking period. The first marking period ends in, I think, 2 weeks. The problem is that quite a few kids have the possibility of failing the first marking period. And let me explain. I have a list of things that I'd like to cover, but it seems to me that students are still kind of having a hard time grasping what they're supposed to be doing, how they're supposed to do it, where they're supposed to access the information, and what our schedule is. Now, you know, we've done orientation numerous times. Oddly enough, I created yet another orientation video and slideshow, but this is also for your parents and guardians to see. Since we don't have an open house night, I need to find a way to communicate to your parents and guardians, you know, what's going on in the program. Some students are probably okay with that, and some are like, oh man, I don't want my parents or guardian to find out how much work that I haven't done yet. But you know, it's our job as teachers to communicate with both our students, parents, and guardians on a regular basis. So I'm going to be contacting everybody's parents and guardians over the next few days, and I'm going to send them the presentation that I've created, and I will also be sending it to all of you. Really just to help you get the support that you need. I'll be honest with you. It's very difficult to navigate this program and your sending school without the support of your parents or your guardians. So hopefully you're getting that support. If you still need support, I'm here. Mr. Folk's here. We would be glad and happy to help you do anything you need to get done.
That's your son?
What's that?
That's your son?
No.
I thought about that too.
Mr. Folk, he's probably young enough to be, but Mr. Folk is actually a new teacher to the program. I started this program last year on my own, and Mr. Folk actually started as a long-term substitute and now got hired as a full-time instructor. So we're equals. But the nice thing is my background is more traditionally, I started in fine art and photography, and then graphic design, and then this thing called the internet came out. And then I started to learn about the internet, web design, and a little bit of video and things like that. But I always felt the need that this program needed more and a younger perspective to get someone in here that knows more of being out in industry, working in sound, working in video, that has recently graduated, you know, schooling and getting their education in that field. So we complement each other pretty well to be able to kind of teach everything that everybody wants to learn in the program. So, you know, like I said, some of the things that I wanted to focus on is that many of the students are either not, you know, I pretty much asked everybody to try and get into some kind of routine. Check your email every day, go on Schoology, do your daily discussion topic. There are quite a few students failing just for the fact that they're not going in and doing the daily attendance. That is how we mark whether or not you are present in the program. Mr. Folk actually does it.
50 points a week is allocated to those daily discussion posts.
So if you don't do those, you're missing out on 50 points. And if you haven't done them for the past 2 weeks, that's 100 points. So there's a lot of you that aren't doing them, and I'm seeing them and I'm grading them as is. So you better do them, otherwise you could end up failing just based on not doing your daily attendance and work ethic grades.
Yeah.
Like the questions, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
and they're simple questions. I'm making them as easy as possible so you can log on and, just type in the answer. Like some of them are, if you could go on vacation anywhere, where would you vacation?
Yeah, I see them.
So, like, they're super easy, and they are your attendance and a big portion of your grade. So if you don't do them, then you're gonna.
Yeah, it's going to be a big problem. So, the whole point, and look, we get it. This is not the ideal situation. This is not how we wanted to start this program virtually, but we have worked our butts off to deliver the content and the curriculum that can keep you educated at home. Problem is not a lot of people are accessing it. Now, I think what a lot of students don't seem to understand is we can look at activity. Now, this meeting, I'm recording it now. I record all of our meetings, but it's kind of disturbing when I see only 8 kids or 9 kids have watched the whole presentation.
I was just about Ace because I'm the only one that's talking. I was like, am I the only one there?
Yeah. No, there's a bunch.
16.
There's 16 of us right now. But like I said, the issue is we have 76 students in the program. So when only 8 students are looking at my videos and Mr. Folks, it's a problem because I cover a lot of content and a lot of information. I did make the announcement that because of your sending schools, you may have class right now, or you may have a conflict where you cannot get on here at 1 o'clock. That's fine. But, I would expect that you're going to watch the recording of what it is that you missed. The only thing I could probably say is if you're not going to at least watch the recordings of these meetings, I'm going to have to make quizzes for each one. And I definitely don't want to do that. I can't imagine, after today's meeting, I got to make 5 questions to make sure everybody listened to it. So if you're not going to watch it, then you're not going to even take the quiz, and then you're going to get nailed twice, on losing points. So it can be a pretty significant problem down the road. Excuse me for a sec. To not be into this routine of looking and watching and trying to get all your work done. So, please try to set yourself up. Like I said, I know it's difficult to kind of, participate fully into the program, but we do live sessions, we do office hours. And I've also run into an issue where, students constantly ask, what am I supposed to be working on? What are we doing? How do I send it? If you read my updates and you watch my videos and you read my emails, then you would know. So it's almost funny, and I'm not saying everyone, but if you're going to text me or email me and say, I don't know what we're supposed to be working on, then you're obviously not looking at the directions. And most of the students that have come to me at this point is because their counselors or their sending school is telling them that they're not doing well in this class. And now all of a sudden, everybody's scrambling to try and get things done. And then everybody is contacting me at the same time. And I can't help everybody at the same time. So it might take a couple of days for me to get back to you. And then it becomes a big problem because things are due, the marking period's over, and essentially you failed the marking period. So, I really want people to take a really good hard look at this program and say to yourself, is this what I want to do? Is this the right program for me? I would hope that it is. It's going to be a great program. It is a great program. Like I said, I know you're not in here. But, we will have, great opportunities with all the technology and software that we have. But if you can't commit now, early on into the marking period, the programs and the assignments and the projects are going to get more and more complicated, and they're going to start to pile up, and then you're really going to have problems. So take this time now to think about if this is what you want to do, if this is where you want to be. because the last thing I want to see is somebody fail the program and, you know, have problems with sending school, with your parents and your guardians, and just not getting the work done. I still have students with zeros that have done absolutely nothing in this program, which I will reach out to all of you individually that are having those issues. Now, I'll be honest too, I have a ton of students. Most of you on here right now, you're doing great. And I'm not having this meeting to kind of bash everybody, but I'm just trying to throw out this warning that you are being monitored. Your sending school's tracking your progress and your grades. I'm tracking it. Your parents have and guardians have access to track it. So, you know, I get it. I've said this to everybody. I have a son who's a senior right now in high school, and I have a son who's in 8th grade. And I have to constantly be on them to make sure they're getting their work done. I get it. But I want to make sure that everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing. So I'm going to share my screen. Does anybody have questions or comments up to this point?
Sorry to cut you off, but
Sorry.
This end at like 2:30, right?
This ends in about 15 minutes, not even. And then we go over to, then we have office hours from 1:45 to 2:30. So if you have questions or need help, that is the time to jump back in. But whenever I do my live sessions from 1 o'clock, they usually go from 1 to 1:30, and that's it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So let me share the screen with you real quick. Okay. So if everybody can see my screen, I want to just show you a couple of things here real quick. Okay. See if anybody else has joined yet. Okay. All right. So I want to go over these few things with you. So like I said before, the first thing you should be doing right now is going into Schoology and checking what it is that you're supposed to do. So for example, when students say to me, what am I supposed to be working on? Okay. I'm going to view this as a student right now. Okay. Which I have the ability to do. So I have a student in the morning named Stefan, good kid. He's back for another year. So when you, the student, says to me, what's due? What am I supposed to be working on? It's difficult because I have to stop what I'm doing, go through all my grades and see what you have and haven't done. It's very counterproductive and it takes time for me to do. So you can actually check this yourself. You can see on the right-hand side of the screen what's upcoming, okay? Now, if you want to see what you still owe, all you need to do is go over to grades. And it will give you the grades on what you have and haven't done, okay? Here's all the knowledge, the quizzes, projects, exploratories. Now, you will see there are certain projects that are not applicable to you, okay? You'll see some level 2 stuff if you're a level 1 and et cetera, et cetera. But for the most part, this gives you everything that needs to be done along with your grade, okay? So if you're not sure, it will show you all the discussion topics that you talked about, and it'll give you all the information that you need. So please take a moment, take a look at the grading system, take a look at your grades, and then see what you need to get done and accomplish. Now, that's great. Now that you know what you need to do, here becomes the problem. Some of you are still emailing me your projects. You know, you're emailing me links, you're sharing me things with Google Drive, or you're not submitting them right. I went and created on our class YouTube page, which is right here, it's on the site, it's on the Schoology page. I have created a ton of videos on how I would like for you to submit your web page link. Somebody's got their mic on. If they could mute it, that'd be great. John, I think it's you. If you could mute.
Oh, my bad. Oh, I thought. That's
okay. That's okay. So you will see in here that I have created a ton of resources and links for all of you. Actually, all of you have Google accounts. The easiest way for you to share your information with me is to access it through Google Drive. And I made a video on how you're supposed to be able to link your Google Drive to your Schoology page, okay? Instead of sharing your slides or emailing me links, I lose that stuff. I'll be honest with you, I get 100 emails a day. So when your stuff goes to the bottom, good luck, me trying to find it. So please make sure, go in and understand and know how you're supposed to submit this stuff. It's great that you submit it, but if you're not doing it in the right way, I sometimes miss it. So please, if you haven't done it yet and you do stuff in Google, Google Slides, Google Drive, where you store your photos and your exploratory photo collages, make sure you connect your Google Drive. If you still need help after watching the video and the tutorials, let me know, let Mr. Falk know during office hours, and we will help you out. Now, the next thing is, some of you have connected your Google Drive. Some of you are submitting your work the right way. But the big problem is some of you just aren't following the directions. Now, if you look in Schoology, okay, for example, if a student asks me, well, what are we supposed to do? I don't understand. If you go to level 1, because I have a lot of level 1 students in the portfolio website. Now let me say this. Students are submitting their websites without all the pages that I told them to put in, without their resume, without their contact information. So you're losing a ton of points because you're not following the instructions that are written and given to you. So how do I give you all this stuff? I put it in Schoology. I give you the overview, okay? I give you the instructions. Here's the list of pages that you're supposed to put on. And then I have links to the videos on what I did, and then here are the instructions on the classroom website. I always give you links. Our classroom website gives you all the information that you need to know, okay? It even gives you examples of what other students have done. Here's the checklist on what your pages should be and what should be in them, okay? And the resources that you need to get the stuff done, like the resume templates and all those other things, okay? And then I also have the lectures that are associated with it. This is where you get your information for your quizzes that you're supposed to be doing, okay? So I have a video in place for you to watch about the vocabulary and the design terms. And then I created a slideshow that goes over all the different words, okay? But like I said, if you're not looking at this information, then it's a waste of my time and it's a waste of yours, because you take the quiz and you fail it because you didn't look at the information. So I try to give you as much support and resources as possible, but if you're not getting up every day and checking this stuff, then it's not helping anybody. So please make sure you're following direction. I always tell my students, control the things that you can control. You may not control the project that I give you or what it's going to be about, but you can control whether you read the instructions, whether you get on every day and make sure you check and make sure it's the right size or the right color, or there's enough pictures in your exploratory assignment. Many of you are sending me 3 or 4 pictures. It's a minimum of 5, okay? Our program is very detail oriented. If I tell you to make a 30-second commercial, it can't be 28 or 34 seconds. If I tell you to design a poster that's 8 by 10, it can't be 11 by 14. It's wrong. So please get in the habit of following those directions. You wake up, you go in Schoology, you answer your daily question to get your attendance. Then you see what your project is. Then you go to the website like I'm showing you right now, and then you go in and see everything that needs to be done. And then set yourself up for success and start your project, okay? You'll also see when I go in and grade a student, this is really important stuff too. For example, if I go in here, for example, I leave comments, okay? You really, when you go in and look at your grade, you really need to go in and see my comments. Now, here I will say, great job, fantastic, love it, have a great day. Then I might say, you didn't connect your Google Drive. I can't see the link. It's not working. And then that's a problem. The bigger issue too is if you don't read this stuff, then we're sitting in limbo waiting for me to give you a grade. Or I might say, you're doing this wrong, fix it, revise it, and then resubmit. I always give students an opportunity to try to jump back in and resubmit work, okay? Nobody's perfect. We learn as we go along, and getting my feedback will help you get a better grade. So please make sure you're going in and reading your comments, okay? Also, let's see here. We even have a calendar. So if you don't know when things are due or when they're supposed to be done, you'll see when assignments are given out and when they're due. Here's when all the discussions are due for the end of the week. The fall assignment, the exploratory fall colors, that was due last Friday. The spooky themes assignment is right here. It is due tomorrow, okay? And then you can actually jump to it right here. View the item. It'll take you right to it. So there's plenty of resources. Take your time and go through this stuff, and then you'll see what you need to learn, okay? Last but not least is, like I said, I really would like to see people start to step up with their participation. I don't have a lot of students yet signed up on the Remind app. That's another great way that I can contact you via text. Our video sound class is right here. It's at CMTHS VSMP. Pretty sure I sent everybody an email on how to get onto that. And then it would be awesome if everybody accesses our Instagram page. I eventually want to start putting on student work. Hey, check out what this student did right here. Updates, events, things that are going on, pictures that things that I've created. But if you follow the Instagram, and trust me, I get it. Most of you are probably more willing to go on your phone and check your Instagram when there's an announcement, okay, rather than check your email every day. I don't post to it all the time, but I do a good job, trying to promote students in their work, and then they all link that together with one another. So there's some pretty cool stuff on what some students have done here in the program, okay? But we only have 47 followers right now. Most of them are from last year. There's still a lot of you that haven't joined. If you don't have an Instagram, I get it, no problem. And also, I will not follow you on Instagram, okay? I don't want to know what you're posting. I just want you to follow us and see what's going on, okay? So try to, try the best of your ability to try and communicate with us. And that leaves me with the last thing. So let me stop sharing this real quick. Okay, so here's me again. The last but not least thing, some of you have already asked at the beginning of the meeting. For those of you that just showed up, we do have our MacBook Pro laptops in with the Apple software and the Adobe Creative software. They are currently being programmed. They're putting serial numbers on them. They're putting the laptop cases together. This is a completely new process for our program. So there's a lot to know. Like, we have to create documents for your agreements for you and your parents and guardians to sign, to be responsible for the technology. We have to figure out a day, when everybody's going to pick it up, what days, and then we have to figure out training. Okay, some of you have never touched a MacBook before, but let me say this: if you're in this program and you're not attending any of the sessions, and you're not answering any of the discussion posts, and you're not doing any of the work, you're probably not going to get a laptop. Okay, so in order to get the laptop, you're going to have to watch tutorial videos that I'm going to make starting next week during the live sessions. I'm going to go over, proper maintenance, how to take care of them, how to use the desktop, the Finder, the software, and then you're going to be quizzed. If you cannot pass the quiz in order to use the technology, you're not going to get it right away. We're going to have a discussion, okay? So you have to show me that you are interested in the program, you want to do the work, and you're kind of committed to taking this laptop. It costs a couple $1,000 and learn the software, because I'll be honest, once you get that laptop, you're going to learn Adobe Photoshop. You're going to start to edit sound. You're going to edit music. You're going to use Final Cut Pro. You're going to use Audition. There's going to be live sessions almost every day covering that software. And if you think you're going to be able to watch all this stuff on your own and figure it out, you're going to have problems, okay? So I'm going to wrap it up right now. It's 1:33. I know you're busy. Please take a long, hard look at yourself and say to yourself, Is this where I want to be? Is this what I want to be doing? Can I commit to the level of work that's being done in here? We are here completely to support you. If you feel like you're not getting help or support that you need, and you're still confused and you don't know what you're supposed to be doing and you can't get into Schoology, you need to contact us. You need to help us. It's not helpful when a counselor comes to me and says, well, how's the student doing? And I go, oh, student's not doing very well. Then we have to, stop everything to figure out what's going on. I want my students to advocate for themselves. What does that mean? I want you to ask questions. I want you to communicate. I want you to be confident. I want you to try and find the answers first before you come in, asking me. Most of the answers that generally my students ask every day, I've already put them on the website or on Schoology or on YouTube. So sometimes I may come across as a little bit frustrated because I know the answers are all out there, and I know that some students aren't looking at the information. So Dalia, you have a question. What's up?
Yeah, I was just wondering,
Mm-hmm.
like, how we came up with, like, the timing for meetings, just because, like, I know I'm supposed to be an AM student,
Yes.
and we always have stuff in the afternoon.
Yes. So,
I have all my periods blocked out at my sending school
Yep.
during the morning, and this is when I'm having my core classes.
Okay.
So, like, I'd be missing my core classes to come to your meetings.
Okay. So that being said, I'll explain why kind of things are the way they are. The only reason we do our live sessions after 1 p.m. because most of our sending schools have classes all morning. And unfortunately, this is the one time that we can accommodate almost everybody. Unfortunately, not you, because you have your core classes right now. But in your case, I understand. So I can look at your sending school and see your schedule. And then all I ask is that you watch the meetings that I've recorded. Okay. So you're not being penalized for any of this stuff. And actually, you and I have talked on a few occasions by email or by video. But this was really to just try and get a hold of the students that I haven't talked to in a while. But the only way we can do these classes are after 1 p.m. And also, we have students 5 days a week. We have returning students, 11th graders and 12th graders. We have them here Monday through Friday from 7:30 in the morning till 12:30. So I'm working with those students as well as Mr. Falk. And the only time that I can get on to do a live session is after 12:30. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. You're very welcome. But like I said, no worries. As long as you're kind of, and you do, you're going on, you're looking at Schoology, you're doing your work. When you have time, watch my videos. And then if you ever need help, you can always jump in during our office hours. Okay.
Okay, then, thank you.
I appreciate you though, fitting us in today. So thank you for that. Other than that, everybody, I'm done. We're going to start our office hours in about 10 minutes. If you have any questions, feel free to pop in then and ask. But as I said before, this is a great class. It's a great opportunity to learn a lot of great things and have fun. Is this an ideal situation? Absolutely not. But if you can get through this, and hopefully we can get through it too, it's driving us nuts too. Because we're very hands-on, fun teachers, and sitting here, doing videos and pre-recorded stuff is tough. But if you can stick it out, put in the effort, come up with a schedule, this is not going to last forever. We're all going to be in here eventually, having fun, using state-of-the-art equipment and technology, and we'll be hopefully laughing about this someday. So hang in there. And that's really all I have. Just try and take control of what you can and can't do. Make sure you're going on, you're looking at stuff, you're reading instructions, you're following the program, and then we'll go from there. But the second market period starts in a few weeks, and then after that, I'm really going to stop throwing out emails every day and answering the same questions over and over and over again. At a certain point, you kind of have to take responsibility and say, I've been here for an entire market period. I really should know what time office hours are, or when live sessions are, or how to get into Schoology. So, but once second market period kicks in, we're full steam ahead, and we're just trying to get work done. Okay, so thank you. We appreciate all of you that showed up today. We can't thank you enough, and we will be in touch with you tomorrow. And if you need anything, stop back in 10 minutes for office hours. But appreciate it. Have a great day, and thank you very much.